Hello students, welcome back to the online platform of Hebron. Students, in previous lectures, we discussed about the classification of data, in which we studied about the qualitative data and the quantitative data. Right now, in this chapter or in this video, we are going to learn about the diagram. That is the third and important topic of this chapter. Now students, the diagram can be divided into three parts: one dimension, two dimension and the pictorial. Now the one dimension also divided into four parts, that is bar diagram. The second is multiple bar diagram. Third one is a divided diagram, and the fourth one the multiple bar diagram, that is based on the percentage. So let's start with the bar diagram. Students, bar diagram considering only one characteristics of the data. It is used to represent the place, things and time. Here we have the different faculties and the number of students. Okay, so if the data is not representing time, I repeat, if the data is not representing time, then we need to arrange them in a ascending or descending order. If the data is not representing time, then we arrange the data into ascending or descending order. Suppose in this illustration, we arrange all the number of students in descending orders. So the highest number of students is in commerce. So starts with commerce, that is 300. Number 2, that is science. Number 3, it is arts. Number 4, engineering. Then law. And finally, medical. Students, you can see the data is not representing time. Time means on the basis of year or months, like that. So this data is not representing the time. So we arrange them in descending order according to the numbers of students. The highest number of students are in commerce, then science, then arts. So we arrange them all in descending order. Now the first column is representing on the x-axis and the second one is representing on the y-axis. Okay, so you can see the highest number of students are in commerce. We know that in our graph we have 15 to 20 blocks. So we can say there are 15 or 20 centimeters in a graph. The highest number is 13. If we start from the origin as a 10, 20, 30, we know that this highest number cannot be represented on this data. So what should be the difference between 2 centimeters? You can see the all values are the multiple of 100. So let's 100 as the difference of each number. So we start with origin, then 100, 200, 3, 6, 12 and 30. Okay, so 100, 200, 300, and the highest number is 30. Okay, so we represented this data on the y-axis. Now the faculties will be represented on the x-axis. On the x-axis. Okay, so we have commerce 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. 6. Okay. So the number of students in commerce, will be represented on the first centimeter. Suppose I took it as C for commerce, then science, arts, engineering, law and medical. Engineering, law and finally the medical. Okay, so number of students in commerce are 1300. So number of students in commerce are 1300. So it extends up to 1300. Number 2, science. The number of students are 900. So number of students are 900. Number 3, arts, that is 500. Number 4, that is engineering, 400. It's 400. Law 300 and medical 200. Law 300 and medical 200. Students, you can see as we arrange the data in a descending order, so it is easy to understand the graph and also it is easy to compare the numbers of students in all the faculties. Suppose we do not arrange the data, the buildings will be like a roller coaster, ups and down, and it is not easy to compare all them the data. Right now, as we arrange the data in a descending order, so it is more easy to compare them all. Okay friends, you can see the distance between each building are equal. That is also important for the graph. Is the graph complete? No. We just represent the data on the graph, but through this graph, someone cannot understand what it is about. So on the x-axis, there are representing the faculties. So faculty. On the y-axis, there are number of students. There are number of students. Okay, so we denoted the data on the graph. Is it complete? Still not. Also, we need to write the scale. What is on the x-axis and what is on the y-axis. On the x-axis, we represented the faculty. On the y-axis, we represented the number of students. From each centimeter, there are 100 students. So we will write like this: 1 centimeter is equal to 100 students. So this graph contains the representation of the data. On the x-axis, the faculties are there. On the y-axis, the number of students are there. We also write the scale on the x-axis, scale on the y-axis. Now one thing is remaining, that is the title. The title of this graph is bar diagram that represents number of students in different faculties. Bar diagram of number of students in different faculty. So we have completed the first diagram. Let's come to the second. Okay, let's come to the second diagram. It is also a bar diagram. Now students, you can see the number of years from 2011 to 2015 and the production in lakhs in different years. As I told earlier, if the data representing time, we do not need to arrange them in ascending or descending order. Now this data is representing the time of last 5 years. Okay, so we will not arrange them in ascending or descending order. So years on the x-axis and production on the y-axis. Now the highest number is 160. So the scale on the y-axis should be a multiple of 10, because all the numbers comes in a table of 10. But if we represent data on the distance of 10, 20, 30, we need at least 16 blocks. If not, we have another way of a distance of 20, that is production in lakh. So we will starts with the difference with 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120, 140 and 160. Starts with origin 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120, 140 and the highest number is 160. Now the year on the y-axis, so 2011, 12, 13, 14 and 15. So it is of 2011, 10, 12, 13, 2014 and finally 2015. Okay, years on the x-axis. So on the x-axis we will write the year and production in lakh on y-axis. So on y-axis, that is production. Okay, in lakhs. Now in 2011 the production is 120 lakh. In 2011 the production is 120 lakh. So okay, in 2012 the production is 150. 150 that lies between 140 and 160 here. So 150 2012. In 2013 there is 130 that lies between 120 and 140. Next one, 2014, 140. The number is there, 140. And finally, in 2015, the production is 160 lakh. That extends the highest number, 160 lakh. Now, what's remaining in this graph? The scales, right? So we'll write the scale on x-axis. It is the years, and on y-axis represent the production in lakhs. So 1 centimeter is equal to 20 production in lakh. Finally, the title of the graph, that is, it is a bar diagram that shows the production in different years. So the title is bar diagram representing production in different years. Okay, let's come to the third one. It is a type of multiple bar diagram. When two data that are related with each other, that are mutually related with each other, we will represent the data into multiple bar diagram. Okay, so again we have given the faculties, the number of boys and the number of girls. Now, as I told you earlier, if the data is not representing time, we will arrange them in an ascending or descending order. Suppose we arrange this data in a ascending order, but we have two datas are given. So we can arrange the data on the basis of boys, or we can arrange the data on the basis of girls. Suppose I arrange the data on the basis of the number of boys that studies in a different faculties. So highest number of boys are in commerce. That is 700, and the number of girls are 600. Now second one, that is in science. The number of boys in science is 500 and the number of girls are 400. Third one, the arts and engineering has the same. Okay, so we can write arts or engineering first. Suppose arts, that has 300 and 100. In engineering, again it is 300 and 100. In the medical, it is 100. And finally, in the law, it is 100 and 200. So students, we arrange the data on the number of boys in a descending order. Now let's represent all this data into a graph. So we have y-axis, and again we have the x-axis. On the x-axis we represent the faculties, on the y-axis we represent the number of boys and number of girls. Now the highest number in the boys are 700, so we will take 100 as the difference. Starts with origin, 100, 200, 3, 4, 5, 6, 700 and 800. So in commerce, the faculties will be represented on the y-axis. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Commerce, take it as C, then science, S, arts, engineering, finally medical and law, and the last it is law. Now we know that the number of boys in commerce are 700 and the number of girls in commerce are 600. So in one block we will represent both the data. Okay, so number of boys are 700, and the number of girls are 600. So on the half block we will represent the number of boys. In the remaining half portion we will represent the girls. Because both these data are adjacent, we will also call it the adjacent diagram. Okay, now let's divide them with two different designs. Okay, in science there are 500 and 400. In science there are 500, the half block, and the for remaining that is 4, that is 400. So again we can divide them in boys and girls. In arts there are 300 and 100. In arts there are 300 for the half block and 100 for remaining block. In engineering again 300 and 100. 300 and 100. In medical it is 100. In medical for the half block it is boys, or for the remaining half block it is girls. And the finally law, the number of boys are 100 while the number of girls are 200. So it is 200. Okay, so faculties on the x-axis and number of students on the y-axis. Number of students are on y-axis. Finally, the scale on x-axis there are faculties. On the y-axis, for 1 centimeter is equal to 100 students. And finally, if we have two different designs, represent them also on the right side of the graph. So for the blank box there are boys, and for the design block there are girls. What is remaining? The title of a graph. Okay, so number of students, boys and girls of different faculties. So the multiple bar diagram that representing number of students in different faculty. So students, we will continue with the graph in the next videos. Up to now, thank you.